What's up, geeks and gamers? My name is Drementfh, and welcome to Thorium Gaming. And it's time to let Hashut rise with our Chaos Dwarven armies. So now we're faced with a few choices. We have got the entirety of Jar to look at. Down this way, we've got the vampires that apparently are getting a lot of caravans. And another... Is that ours? It might be ours. Anyway. We got vampires, we have what, orcs? Oh, these are just chaos dwarves themselves from Servants of the Conclave. We got ogres to the east and chaos to the north. So we're actually doing okay. Like, our western border is fine. We've got a little choke point here that we can use. There is Skaven and stuff up this way too, and orcs, so they could in theory bypass these mountains, but gives us a little bit of a foothold. We should also check a little bit further down to see if the terrain has changed any for the elves. So they should be somewhere in around here. Yes, this is where the elves start. And then they'd have to push all the way up. So we've got a fair bit of time before we have to worry about anything there. We are just going to have to make a choice of which enemy we want to fight. Now we do have armies getting sorted out. We got more dwarves and some archers coming in to help with our force, and letting Zorak get some health back, because he took a little bit of a beating in the last few fights. Now, we're good on manpower right now, still learning the mechanics, but we have enough labor to keep us going. We've got a lot of armaments coming out. It's all looking pretty good. Raw materials, armaments, and Conclave influence is all doing just fine. The Hellforge does have something available for us, apparently. Not that I'm seeing. Manufacturing, maybe? Oh, here we go. Is where you enhance entire categories of units. Forgecraft options are available to apply for units for armaments that upkeep similar to running. Selecting a category allows you to view units recruited from the list of potential Forgecraft options to the right. Once options are chosen from the list, they appear below on the category. Unit categories can only have a limited number of Forgecraft lines active from the list at once. Enhancements remain active as long as the armament's upkeep can be met and the lines in production. Okay, so we can basically upgrade our troops. These troops are going to get a lot better. The armament's upkeep cost for a category's Forgecraft options is multiplied by the number of units you have across your armies in the category. The total upkeep of breakdown is, well, you guys can read. I'm not speaking very well today. It's been a long day. So we could give them Frenzy for 8 upkeep per turn. We're making 10 a turn. I think we're going to wait for right now and not give our Dwarven units Frenzy just yet. I would love to be able to give them Sundering, because that would be amazing, but it's just our melee infantry. So we'll have to see. Alright, so I guess the only thing to do right now is to let the other nations go and see what happens. I mean, if the ogres disperse a little bit, or leave themselves open to attack in a way, we can start enslaving the ogres. Our army is not great, but it's not terrible either. So the ogres did disperse just a tiny bit. We can take this camp on and win. And then we can push and fight the ogres up here. And then take Saber Mountain, which used to be Grimgor's starting point, if I remember right. How many... How many places do you have? You have the one settlement. It's just the ogres here. And these are... Ooh, and that's actually a capital, isn't it? Yes, my mouse wheel is still being a pain in the butt. I have to take my mouse apart and fix it again. Alright, so we've got military, sorcery, and industry. And I think we went with tallest towers last time to give us more control. Pandemic preparations to reduce chaos plagues and more corruption. Got military too, though. We could reduce the upkeep on our goblin units. Increase our black powder dwarven units. A lot of these I don't know yet, so we're just gonna have to go with it. You know what, we can spare... Ooh, that's a lot of resources. But we can spare it for right now, and I think getting this quickly enough is going to make it so that when we do start building large amounts of buildings, we'll be good. So, we have a lot of Chaos Dwarves. We have a pretty good battle line right here. We've got some blunderbusses and archers now. We can actually take on these ogres and probably win fairly easily. So let's just go and slaughter us some ogres. Alright, so ogre camps are still a pain. They're narrow, they're winding, and they give the ogres all of the advantages. Especially since we have black powder weapons and not a lot of archers. So we can't just shoot over the walls. But we actually need to go through them. So we'll see how it works. But we do have a couple of heroes, and we got our gunner hero here, which will help us out. I think we're going to be coming down to a lot of spell casting with the Chaos Dwarves, which is weird to have dwarves with spellcasting ability, but still, it is better than nothing. And it's a completely different take on the heavily armored, slow-moving armies that is the dwarves. Be great when we get to actually fight the Dawi in actual close combat. So we do have enemy reinforcements coming in from the north. We might be able to just isolate them and destroy them outright. How long is it going to take for them to get here? Is this seriously where they're coming in from? That is a weird place. Can't even tell how long it's going to be until we get enemy reinforcements. There's a gate right there. So maybe we send our dwarves in to fight and leave our slaves outside? Maybe with the Bull Centaur and Zorak? Kind of a tough call. I don't know these units off the top of my heart yet, so... You know what? Splitting our forces, probably not a good idea. So let's just get set up. These tight, narrow little areas. It's all a matter of me remembering what I'm doing with all this stuff, too. Might as well channel magic, too. I mean, can't really go wrong at this point. We'll leave our gunners here. And then we just got to get our archers in position. Maybe we can see over top of this. That would be interesting if we could. But we're going to leave the enemy reinforcements maybe just to our cavalry and everything to start with. So we've got a minute and a half before the enemy reinforcements get here. Oh, our Hobgoblin archers actually use flaming missiles. Okay, it does not look like we get to shoot over anything. Alright, so let's just try and move everything in a little bit here. Same time, I'm trying to avoid getting our units into close combat a little too early. Move our forces up. Alright, they do have towers up right now. I think our bull can go take care of those. You guys still aren't in range? Now this should start peppering these ogres. That's what we want. We just gotta get our dwarves doing their thing. So I mean, if the ogres are just gonna sit there and take volley after volley of gunfire, I'm okay with that. Not seeing any other towers. This one's going up here. Not too much bad going on over here. Okay, so our cavalry's taking care of everything on that flank. And let's make those orcs unbreakable. Because we do not really care about the prisoners of jobs. Especially the goblin prisoners of jobs. Alright, so we've broken through their commander here. We take over this place. Probably not the most efficient way to do it, but it's what we did. So we're gonna go with it. As soon as we tear that barricade down, we'll charge through at the ogres. come up and capture this point. I told you guys to come over here and capture that point. Alright, that should be everything for this. Let's just speed it up. Now, we don't want to lose our flying flame bolt. There we go, we got a victory. So we're definitely going to take on some more prisoners from this. And they lost a lot more than we did, and they had a lot of ogres in that army. So we're good. Lots of greenskins died, though. Both sides. We care about it slightly less, because, well, they're prisoners for jobs. So we're good. Of course, my chair is all squeaky today. And with the camp destroyed, we can probably just run this army down. Alright, so we've got Burning Wrath upgraded. Now we could get Ash Storm, which is just a hex over an area. Killing Fire, direct damage area. Yeah, we're gonna go with Killing Fire, because that seems like the best use. Now, for his skills, he does get some really good ones. Hellhammer and Flamestorm later on. So, I think we're gonna get Killing Fire, Kindle Flame, Cascading Fire Cloak, and 1 point in Ash Storm. And then we'll move up to the next rank. I'm kind of looking forward to getting Basalt Body, but yeah, that's a lot of stuff we're going to get from that. Oh, we get the second rank of training, which is good. And this boy can give us increased mobility. And this one is not even really worth fighting. Oh, and we got a Power Stone. Now, can we get to him and be outside of Saber Mountain? Yes, we can. If we eliminate that, next turn we get a lot more stuff. And they got a lot of trappers and a lot of Noblars. But we should be fine. Let's fight this one out too. Trying to do a little bit more fighting ourselves this campaign than we have in previous ones. And it's still weird seeing dwarves without mustaches and beards with just, you know, beards. So, that's a thing that happens. The Saber Tusks are probably the only thing in this force that needs to be really worried about, but we have cavalry to deal with them and a hero. So those guys can take care of that. Alright, so what are we looking at here? Okay, Saber Tusk is on that flank. So, what we're gonna do is get our front line set up here pretty nicely. Just go across this valley like so. We're actually gonna put our gunners up here and see if we can get them pointed downhill. While our hobgoblins can go in the center right here. Our cavalry is going to go up here. Alright, So what we're going to do is we're going to grab our guns, get them set up on this hill. We're going to take our monsters and our monsters' cavalry that way. And we're going to bring our infantry up into this main line here. I think I accidentally just right-clicked. Yes, I did. So we can just get you guys up here. And you, our goodly little lord, can stay with the army and start casting.
Hashut,
Alright, and we're getting close to crunch time. Alright, so our blunderbusses are getting in on this fight. Nice little burning wrath going off. Eliminate some Noblars with it. And since these guys were in force marched, we don't have to worry about them once this fight is over. And it's going to be over here pretty quick. There we go. I got a feeling we're going to use our orc and goblin laborers much in the way that we use Skaven slaves when we're playing Skaven. I.e., very expendable, very cheap troops. That would be the goblins especially. But the orc ones, I'm not sure on. They might be like clan rat level expendable, not Skaven slave expendable. So, I don't know for sure just yet. I do know that our Chaos Dwarves are sturdy infantry, which is nice. And that our cavalry is awesome. The centaurs are amazing. So that kind of makes our choice for us a little bit. We're going to be pushing to the east slightly. Saber Mountain, Ice Spear, and Blizzard Peak. Blizzard Peak should be somewhere up here. And there's Grimgor's main base of operations. So if we take these three, we should be sitting pretty. We'll take Saber Mountain next turn. Eliminate that faction. Alright, so we do have options here. We've been keeping him pretty close. Is it worth it? Casualty replenishment rate. It's kind of hard to make a choice, guys. I think we're going to be going with a lot of spell casting on this. Ooh, we have the Flaming Sword of Ruin. We could do that instead of Ash Storm. I'm not sure about Ash Storm right now. Like, his weakness to fire. It's hard to choose. We're gonna go with Inspiring Presence for right now.
Hashut.
It's extra leadership for everyone around him. The big difference is gonna be Infernal Slugs or Hellforged Bolts. I think Hellforged Bolts is where we're gonna go. Missile Strength or Ammunition. Let's go with Missile Strength for the first rank, and then we can get more ammunition afterwards. Do we have anything that we can do with our cities right now? We can't upgrade our drill because we can't afford it just yet. Because we spent a lot of raw materials on our research. But we will be getting more raw materials pretty quick here, I'm sure. So let the other nations go and figure out how we're going to do this. Alright, so construction time is done. Reduced construction cost for all buildings. That's just for harbors. Armaments output. What does this lead to? Wagon engineering. Oh, obsidian and marble provides 15% extra raw materials. Income from trade. We're gonna need some military too, though. Stronghold syndrome. Mandatory service. A lot of these are really, really tough to choose from. I mean, martial training is great, but we can't afford that right now. What do we got for source? Let's get the pandemic one, just so our cities don't suffer. And Saber Mountain should be pretty easy to take. Yeah, it's not even really worth fighting. So a little bit of labor, all that sort of stuff. And we are just gonna... Oh, when Chaos Dwarves capture major settlements, they gain the option to rebuild the settlement as one of 3 different settlement types: outposts, factories, or towers. Towers are the focal point of the Chaos Dwarf Empire. Constructing these will unlock the best recruitment and provide various global bonuses to increase your power. You can always increase the starting tier of towers by expanding Conclave influence. Okay, so it is like the Skavens in that sense. If you change your mind about which settlement type you want later on, you can mouse over a primary building chain to convert it. Doing so will revert the settlement to tier 1 and destroy all secondary buildings. Alright, factories expend raw materials. Outposts? Outposts enable extraction of raw materials via mines, requiring labor and providing hobgoblin recruitment only. Factories allow that, and then towers require a large number of resources. Let's go as an outpost for this one, which we can change if we need to. Because what is this Kula? It's a tower. So yes, it has the best version, but this is going to give us more raw resources coming in. And we got a lot of money off of that. Orc laborers, goblin laborers, we can upgrade this. It's got a hobgoblin mustering camp. What do we have available for us? Okay, it is really limited on what it can pick up, and it's only got 4 slots too. That's interesting. But it's going to be providing us with a lot of resources. Yeah, let's go with an overseer's camp on that one. We'll be fine. We could upgrade our troops. See, Ash Storm and Kindle Flame together, along with Killing Fire. Can I bounce over it in here now? There it is. Triggers when casting a spell, affects all enemies in range. Damage per second, 11 to 22. So yeah, if we do Ash Storm and Kindle Flame, and we get close, when we drop Flame Storm, it'll be amazing. You can't get any more training, but we can get you Bulgor, which will help. And we can't really get any good troops from here right now. I mean, all of our best troops are still locked behind our research trees and everything. But we can get Hobgoblin Cutthroats, Hobgoblin Sneaky Gits. I want another set or two of archers. Then we can advance on the orcs up here. What does Ice Spear have for a garrison? It's got a pretty solid goblin garrison. Okay, so there's all that done. Servants of the Conclave. How are they so strong? Just, damn, they're strong as hell. And we are ranked 92nd in strength. Which is weird. But let's see what we got for lords right now. Cowardly and needful. Selfish. For confidence. Just regular overseers. Superior's not bad for a melee fighter. Might have to get him and just start leveling him up. But let's let the other nations go and see what happens. If the orcs vacate their city, that would be great. That would actually be the perfect thing for us. But I doubt it's going to happen. Don't even know where our caravan is at the moment. I swear I can English though. Convoy encounter, the ambush. Stealth is not possible, so let's try we could easily avoid them, of course, but it almost seems a disservice not to follow them after what and show them what a true ambush looks like. Noblars and man-eaters. We have Infernal Ironsworn. We're gonna have to show them their place, and we're gonna fight this battle. This is gonna be fun because we get to use some of the Chaos or Dwarf units that we do not have access to ourselves yet, just our caravans. This might let us see what the Overseers are like. Armor and shielded, charged defense against all with contempt, flaming attacks. Ooh, yeah, this is gonna be good. So they'll form up the center, we'll put our gunners on the outside and just chew into these things. Because it's a straight battle, not an ambush.
Drafjar! Visharam!
Alright, so now they're gonna come in. Now these should start firing off here pretty quick. Alright, we're gonna send you there. I'm gonna send you into those guys. Wow, those throwing axes or whatever they're throwing. We can get a look at these guys real quick while we're at it. Yeah, those are kind of cool. I love the helmets. Now they should flee back right into... Wow, the Infernal Ironsworn are just defensive as all hell. Let our guys have a little bit of fun with these. We lost 7 dwarves compared to 160 noblars and ogres. That should give us a little bit of an edge up this caravan too. Let's send the labor back home. So we got lots of things. This is a Cathayan caravan. I don't know if it's coming to us or not. Still holding steady there. Cannot upgrade the goat herd yet. We do have the option. Possibly getting more workload in. I mean, we're losing 97 a turn. So, we do have to be aware of that. We can put a guard tower in, or... Yeah, we're gonna have to go with the coin for now. Hold off on getting another lord. Ice Spear is kind of open. Yeah, that's not gonna work for us right now, but we can start raiding next turn. Apparently our caravan did not level up. He's about halfway. Still making his way down. So that's gonna help us out later. But ooh, there's the dwarves in Karazar Karak. I think they altered the model on Karazar Karak slightly, which is nice too. But I think that's where we're going to leave it for this episode, guys. So if you liked the video, please consider hitting that like button. If you'd like to join up with the 232, join me in this or others Let's Plays, just hit the subscribe button. And make sure you turn your notifications on so you don't miss when a new video goes out. And remember, guys, life is a game, so play to win. And until next time, take care.